So we got this little deer trail coming through here that we've been following, and you can see there's all kinds of wild edibles all over the place. This is a California thistle, totally edible, but you just want to remove the spines around the edges, and then it's basically like lettuce. Speaking of lettuce, you also have miner's lettuce here. That's that big round one, the little white flower in the middle, or white to pinkish flower. Very, very easy to identify. Totally round, and they are quite good.
Oh my God.
That's actually the first wild edible I ever ate. When I was like 3, I learned that one. And then you got the miner's lettuce overstory, but then the understory is chickweed. This is also edible, and it's probably gonna be difficult to see in the film, but it has one line of hairs that runs down one side of the stalk. Let me see if I can get a better example. Very, very easy to ID based on that feature. Yeah, you can see it a little bit better right here. There's one line of hairs down the side of the stalk. And when you break it, it's always going to break with juices that are clean and clear. If it drips like a milky substance, then that's not chickweed. But again,
Oh my God.
very good.
Do you want to graze like a deer? No, I'm joking. Stop it. Stop.
I love foraging.
Hi, I'm Martijn and Kevin.
And I'm Kevin Smith, and you're watching Catch and Cook California.
So, we uploaded a couple videos. Hope you enjoyed them. Please share, comment, give us a big thumbs up if you can. What's next, Kevin?
Well, today we came out here hoping to do a little catch and cook with a rabbit, doing a little rabbit hunting. But unfortunately, that last rain came through and it looks like it flooded out one of our areas, so probably flooded all of their burrows and they moved out. It's actually kind of sad. We lost probably a whole generation of rabbits, but luckily they breed like rabbits. So we're gonna go to our next spot, but on the way, we're gonna do a little ethnobotany talk. So teaching you guys about how our local California tribes, as well as people around the world, have made use of their plants for food, medicine, and materials.
So yeah, ethnobotany walk with shotguns. You ready?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so the first plant we're going to talk about is one you don't want to mess with. This is poison oak. And the old saying goes, leaves of 3, leave it be. But we added a little bit to that. So red and green with an oily sheen. Leaves of 3, leave it be. If it's thorny or hairy, it's a berry. You can see this is not thorny. It's got no fur on the leaves or anything. It's got that oily, greasy kind of look, and especially in the young leaves. And right now it's pretty much totally green, but later on in the season it'll get more of these red colors that are kind of popping out in that early growth there. But don't use that for toilet paper.
Don't rub the camera on it.
Whoa!
Whoa.
What is that?
Kevin almost just stepped
Holy,
in a nest of bees.
holy cow. Whoa! I have never before seen anything like that. Oh my God, dude, if I had stepped in that, dude, that would have been so bad. Oh my God. That is so many bees. I wonder if they're like moving hives or something.
Probably.
Oh, that would have been bad. Here I am warning you about poison oak. So we just saw a rabbit. We're gonna take a break from the ethnobotany real quick. We're on a little country road way back in the sticks, and Martain's gonna see if he can close the gap and put a rabbit on the table. No luck. I guess the rabbit gave us the slip, but here's a cool plant. This one right here, this is called mugwort or motherwort, also known as wormwood. And this is a natural insecticide. So the local California tribes actually used it to line their acorn granaries so they could store acorn in the winter and, you know, off seasons, and that would keep all the insects from coming in and eating their acorn crop. So kind of a cool one. It's in the sage family and it smells amazing. You can burn it as an incense. It's fantastic stuff. All right, this one over here, this is box elder. Actually looks a little bit like poison oak, but it's a tree, and box elder is a really good wood for carving. That's why they call it box elder, because it was used to carve boxes. And you can see here we've got the hairy leaf and the thorny stem. That's your Himalaya blackberry. And then right next to it, you can see that red and green. Right next to it, you've got that oily sheen. Leaves of 3. Don't wipe your butt with it. That's poison oak.
Don't wipe your butt with both of those.
Oh, yeah, you probably shouldn't wipe your butt with berry leaves either. This one over here, this is wild rose. Wild rose is excellent for making arrows, and it's also got an edible flower as well as an edible berry when it's in season. So good one to know. Excellent arrow material. You can also see we've been walking through just fields and fields of this wild mustard here. Really delicious stuff, but there's no way we would harvest in an area like this. You can see that all the mustard alongside this little road is kind of wilted and yellow. It's not, well, I mean, it's pretty green, but it's got a little yellowish tinge to it. And the reason for that is that they come through these areas and spray to keep the roads open. So you don't want to harvest any kind of like wild edibles or even basketry materials that you might be chewing a little bit as you're working them to make them more pliable. There's a lot of cases of cancer, actually mouth cancer, among native peoples as a result of chewing these materials as you're working them into basketry or even collecting wild food. So don't collect near roads. All right, so this one is Oregon ash. Very distinct leaf structure. Usually forms in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 7. You can see this one's got this weird kind of leaf shape. That's because this one has been sprayed. It's alongside this road, and you'll see they get these weird wilty kind of patterns. When you see that and everything else is really low growing around it, that's a good indication that that area has been sprayed. But Oregon ash is fantastic white wood for making bows. It makes a really quick but very fast shooting bow. And we'll show you how to make a bow out of Oregon ash in a coming episode with all stone tools, so stick with us. All right, the next plant on our list, this is willow. There's a lot of different species of willow, but the cool thing that they all have in common is salicylic acid in their bark. So if you actually chew the bark, this is what they used to synthesize salicylic acid to make aspirin. So it's actually good for muscle aches, headaches, that kind of thing. And it's also very flexible, you can see, so it makes kind of ideal basketry material.
Hello everybody, this is your neighborhood Martijn Kuipers. Right behind me, this massive tree right here is cottonwood. Most people know it partially by during May, end of May, they start setting off these white kind of cotton ball looking fluffs of seeds, and so it literally will snow in places that have a lot of cottonwoods, but yeah, it's just cottonwood fluff. Cottonwood is really good for making fire starting boards. It's a pretty soft wood, so usually if you use cottonwood with a harder wood as the spindle, you can get a pretty good coal going with that. The inner bark, if you actually peel away this bigger stuff on the outside, it actually comes out off in kind of this brownish strands. If you fluff that up, you can make really good tinder bundles with that for fire starting. It also is very stringy, so you can actually make cordage with it as well. So this is wild mustard, this yellow flower right here. The seeds are edible. You can grind them up and make mustard with them. Quite delicious. The leaves are also edible. You can make salads and other stuff with those as well. I personally like the kind of fresher shoots, but to each his own. The older stuff kind of has a really, really potent taste to it. So yeah, but you can eat that. That yellow is mustard, and you probably see it on the side of freeways or in large fields. It grows crazy at certain times of the year. Usually in spring, you'll see these huge fields of yellow, and that's all wild mustard. Black walnut. Black walnut, not only does it produce walnuts, which are delicious, they're also really good for carving. Beautiful wood. You can make bows with them, actually. The black walnut comes from, the name comes from, with the actual nut, the casing around the nut. When you peel it at a certain time of year, there's this black, it's basically the inner part of the shell, like right around the shell is this black kind of fibrous material. But if you soak it, you can actually get dyes from it, so you actually can make pigment, black pigment with it. This plant right here is called equisetum, or also known as horsetail rush. Everyone probably has seen this before. When I was a kid, I used to pick it and pull all the pieces apart, all the segment it, because it comes in these segments. Now what you can do is you pull these segments apart and let it dry. And since there's so much cellulose tissue and silicate that grows, because it's usually next to water, there's a lot of kind of very fine silts and stuff that accumulate in this plant. And when it dries, you can actually, it makes a great sandpaper. You can use it to, people have been using this for a long time to sand down whatever, any kind of wood implements, bone, doesn't matter. But yeah, it dries out, great sandpaper for kind of finishing work. It polishes up, everything really nicely. So if you ever see this, take a little piece and dry it out and see how it works.
Finally spotted the rabbit, and as I lined up for the shot, the camera cut off. I got the camera back going, and then it cut off again. So I just shot this rabbit. It's a great shot on the run. Beautiful little rabbit. It's going to feed us really well today. But yeah, the GoPro cut off right before. So Martijn and I came out today. We were actually hoping to do a little wild rabbit salad, but unfortunately I had to go out of town for 2 weeks on research. Martijn's been out for like a month working archaeology. So all the greens are dried up and dead. All of our miner's lettuce and chickweed and all the stuff we were hoping to put in the salad. So we're gonna switch gears and we're going for stinging nettle greens, and then we're gonna pick some wild mustard greens and just kind of saute those up with some rabbit, and nothing crazy, nothing too spectacular, but should be tasty.
There's a couple good ones in here. This one's pretty good. That one's definitely good. It's like fall in the nettle.
Yeah, don't do that.
Kevin's like, I was about to say, if you touch the underbelly of the leaf, it has a lot of little hairs on it, so you'll get stung and it sucks. So always kind of grab it from the top, cut it. So you want to pinch it like so, don't touch the underbelly, because then that's where you get stung. So you want to pinch it from the top, and then you can cut the stem off. And there you go. Like so.
Nice.
Is that enough or you want more?
Yeah, let's do maybe 2 or 3 of those because they're gonna shrink when we cook them.
And then you rub it on your friend's arm when they get too close. So I usually take one, and I don't really want this top stuff. So this can go. I'm not gonna eat all those. Come in and get that spider so we eat that too.
Mmm, good protein.
Good protein.
Nice, dude. It's a good one.
And you know what, honestly, if you get stung by nettle, it's really not that bad. Some people hate it, and I don't like it, but it's not gonna hurt you for that long. And actually, one of the things you can do, if you do get poked by the thorns on nettle, you can actually go, like what we're doing right now in this creek, is get some sand or mud, and let's say I had, you know, if I was poked, just sit there and rub this on there. One, it'll cool it off, and two, a lot of the sand and grit will actually pull all the hairs out when you're rubbing it on your arm, and it'll relieve the pain, and it'll be red for a little while just because you're irritated, but yeah, it actually helps really quickly. So you get stung by nettle, grab some wet dirt, rub it on your arms.
Just rub some dirt on it.
Rub some dirt on it, literally.
We also have some wild mustard. Those guys also have really good greens, so we're going to cut some of that as well. And you can see there's a lot of wild grape here. We'll harvest some of the bigger leaves from the wild grape, and we can make rabbit dolmas when we get home. Very tasty.
Get some grape leaves too?
Yeah, man. Just like that. Yum. Alright, here's the taste test. Let's see how this thing is. A little bit of nettle, a little bit of rabbit.
I'll be the judge of that. He hasn't steered me wrong yet, so probably alright.
Smells good.
Yeah. Nettle rabbit. Mm.
Yeah? Alright, I'm gonna give it a shot.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Nettle's a little bit bitter this time,
Yeah.
but it's still good.
Kind of adds to it though.
Yeah.
The rabbit's not very gamey. Sometimes you get pretty gamey rabbit, but this is spot on, man.
Yeah.
Onion, a little bit. The bitterness is not bad though.
No, it's subtle.
Like very subtle. It kind of complements the rabbit,
And
in my
those,
opinion, but I am no chef, so.
The wild fennel seeds too. It's nice.
Mhm.
I just had one. Remember,
Mustard green. Mm.
chew softly. There could be shot in here.
Steel shot will definitely knock a cap out of your tooth. Oh, fish just jumped.
Really?
Yeah. Big one.
Oh, Not bad.
All right. Thanks, guys. Well, we're out here on a Sunday. Keep your hollandaise at home. This is pretty amazing. This is our Sunday brunch.
Pretty damn good. Pretty damn good.
We'll make some more of these. Sunday mornings with Kevin and Martijn. We should start a breakfast show.
Well, I got a side show for you.
Yeah.
Check out what my brother made me. How awesome is that? It's like the Forager's spice rack. Totally portable. He even made like the leather and everything. Like he did it for us. Our kind of stuff.
I'm kind of jealous. But I hang out with this dude enough that it's always around. Anyway, join us again. Comment, share, like. Let us know what you think. If you think it needs something, let us know. I'd love to hear from you guys. All right. That was our morning on the river. Got it?
Dude, why do we always pick the hottest day to come do this stuff?
Idiots.
I don't think we have a single video where we're not just sweating profusely.
Yeah, it's only what, 9:30, 10 o'clock?
Oh my god.
9:45. It's already like, it feels like it's almost 80.
Yeah.
Getting there.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a hot one today. Whew.